Translations and reflections?
What's that?
Are we doing the right one today?
I think we are.
Okay.
Hey, you know what we should do?
What?
We should tell them welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. I think there's a song, and I'm totally
I think
not
so, and I have
singing
no idea. I can't sing. You're better than me. I hope you guys had a wonderful break. Welcome back to Learning and Math. Hope you didn't forget everything because you still need it.
I know you have your semester test in like 2
week.
weeks. Not even a week.
No,
and a
yeah,
half.
a week and a half. So we're talking translations and reflections. Our learning target is we will be able to translate and reflect shapes. Shapes? That looks like shapy.
I know, because my S is weird.
Your S is a little weird. It's okay. We will be able to translate and reflect shapes by graphing on a coordinate plane.
That's like a crooked, it's cursive S. Just go with it.
Yeah.
We'll just call it shapey. Why not?
Reflect shapey by graphing on a coordinate plane. So translate means to slide. So if I translate, I'm just going to slide.
Can I slide up and down? I mean,
I
left
can
and
slide
right?
up and down, left and right.
Can I slide diagonally?
Diagonally.
Actually, when you translate
You
diagonally,
do
you actually
left,
go left,
or right, and then up and down.
Yeah, you don't actually do diagonal.
So I am translating our paper so that you can't write your notes.
And it makes sense because on a coordinate grid, you've got your X and your Y. So
Yeah.
you're always going to be sliding on your X axis or your Y axis.
Exactly. And then reflect means to flip. It's a mirror image. It would be a mirror image if we had written this on the back, but it just means to flip it. So
Here's my hand. Here's
the
my
reflection.
There's that.
One way that you can always see a reflection when you look at yourself in the mirror. That's a reflection. It's the reflect, it's the flip. If you ever look at yourself in the mirror or like take a selfie and like you're wearing a shirt with words, it's actually going to flip it backwards.
Yep.
It's kind of fun, you know, if you have words on your shirt, take a picture, pause us, take a picture and look at the words. They're going to be reflected and backwards.
You know what, though? iPhone flips it for you.
Does it really?
It's really strange. I took a selfie with a friend of mine for a thing, and as soon as you took it, it was all backwards, and as soon as it processed it, it flipped it for you.
Weird.
It was kind of cool.
That is kinda
But you
cool.
actually got to see it happen.
You got to see the reflect.
Yep, you got to see
That's
the
kind of
reflection.
cool. So let's talk about this.
Here's a coordinate grid.
We have a coordinate grid.
Here's my figure.
Okay, so if we have a figure and it's located right like this, I am going to actually put in the dots on the corner for us so that we can see this.
I would do them just a little bit bigger.
I was going to once I move
okay.
it. Otherwise,
There we go.
I couldn't do it the way I wanted to. So that's our figure. That's the position it's in. If I am going to translate this, and let's say we're going to translate it, you'll see this algebraically. How do they write it algebraically? Like
X plus 2.
x plus 2, comma,
Y minus
minus 3. This is how you'll see it algebraically.
Is that a V? You
Maybe.
made fun of my S. I'm making
know.
fun of your V.
It might be a V. I fixed mine.
Okay, here we
So
go.
it's an x plus 2, y minus 3. That means I'm going to slide this up to, no, sorry,
It's an X.
to that way too. We're doing the x. The x-axis is going to go over to the right,
Okay, so I'm going to do X always moves
left and right.
left and right because on an X on a coordinate grid, this is your
This is
X,
X.
and this is your Y. So this is going to be moving up and down.
Yes.
Okay, so your X plus 2, that means I'm going to go up 2.
Over 2.
I'm sorry. You said that earlier.
No, we both did it. So we would go 1, 2, and then down 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to mark
I think
these
you
in.
did 4.
1, 2, 3. I might have. I'm going to mark these little spots in, and then I'm going to show you what that means for the whole thing. I forgot the last one. So if I have this new location for this,
It looks weird. So let's go ahead and this was our original shape here.
Mm-hmm.
Right here. That's what our post-it was. It was our original shape.
and then
Okay.
this one here is the new shape. It's the translation of x plus 2, y minus 3. So what I did is I took each dot and I went over 2, down 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and label these. If this was A, B, C, and D, its new names are going to be
A prime,
A prime.
B prime, C prime, and D prime.
So those little apostrophes, they're called prime. They're little tick marks, apostrophes, whatever you want to call
Yeah.
it. It's called prime. Now, what if I wanted to translate this figure again?
It would be the like, instead of the 1, it would have the 2s.
It would be double prime.
So it would have, yeah, that's what it's called. So it would have like a double prime, just so you can kind of see that.
Right. Okay, so that's what a translation is. It literally means, so I could have just slid it over this way, but I have direct instructions telling me exactly what to do. I'm going to slide it over 2 times over to the right because it's a positive 2, and X means to go left and right, and then your Y says -3, therefore you're going to be going down 3.
We know those positives and negatives mean up and down, left and right. You guys all know that.
Right.
Now,
let's talk about reflection.
Yeah, let's talk about reflection. Let's start with our figure right here. Do we have another piece of graph paper we could use?
Oh,
let's do that. Let's clean off the graph paper.
There we go.
Yeah. So let's start with it. You want to go right here?
Sure.
Or do you want to go here?
Does it fit on there perfectly?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Does it?
We'll make it.
We'll make it work.
So here, 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 and here.
Okay, real quick though. I'm going to do something on this. You keep going.
So this is our original shape. This is our, I'm going to put it in the box. I just wanted to make it fun and sideways.
Okay.
We've got A, B, C, and D.
And could we use different letters?
We could, absolutely.
G, H, K, L, or whatever?
Anytime, yes.
F, Y, L, M. It doesn't matter what letters you use, so don't worry too much about
You could do,
letters.
like, if you had 4 or 5 of them, G-R-E-E-N, green.
There we go. So here is our original shape. Okay. And a reflection means you're literally going to get your figure and you're going to flip it. Now, sometimes it'll say flip it over the Y.
Yes.
Which means come over this way. Sometimes it'll tell you to flip it over the X, which means you're going to flip it downward.
And sometimes you'll see flip over Y equals 1, X equals 1, flip over Y equals X.
Okay, so if we're going to do the origin, let's start with just the origin. We're going to be, not the origin.
We're going to start with Y. So let's reflect this over the Y axis.
And sometimes you're going to see the word about, reflect about, which means over.
Yes.
So don't freak out with that.
So what I'm going to do to reflect this, it's going to flip and reflect.
Oh, did it not work? Oh yeah, it did. My B reflected.
It reflected. So we flip it, but to flip it, I have to make sure each of these spots is the exact same distance from the y-axis and the x-axis. So this here, it's 3 away.
Mm-hmm.
So it would go
1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3.
That's where my D prime belongs.
And then this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's A prime. Then we've got B. Did you want to do it in your purple pen?
Oh, I was just gonna. Now it's easy. Now the rest are easy. I can just do C right under A on the same line.
So it'd be
right here,
right there.
And then B is the one that we're gonna have to count. So I'm gonna count from
11 away.
It's what? Ooh, we can use that. Hello, it's 11.
So I'm gonna go to the negative 11.
So you're gonna go 11, positive 11, right here.
I lost my track. Okay. So this was C prime. This was D prime.
And then to make sure, I'm gonna plug in my little.
Put it right there. Hey, it fits.
And it fits perfect.
So we did the reflection, but you had to remember when you're looking in the mirror, they're opposites. Just like your sweatshirt was opposite. I'm sorry, this was a B, not a D.
Oh, whoops.
But
you got it.
I know. So that reflection means it flips.
Okay, and we don't have a lot of time for this, but we're just gonna quickly tell you. If we needed to flip it over, let's say X equals to 2, then this would be where I'm flipping it over. So technically the D prime would have gone
just
right
go
here.
right there.
Okay, if I was flipping it over, let's say Y equals to 5, then I would be flipping it over this line right here.
And so you would just like 1, 2, 1, 2. I mean, it's just.
And there's so many examples, it's impossible to do it in one video. So we just want you to kind of get the gist of what reflections and translations were, and we're going to practice it in class tomorrow. So don't freak out. Just make sure you have these notes written down and be ready for tomorrow.
And just know, translation, slide, reflection, flip. We should translate the smiley face.
Ooh. Fancy. Peace out.
Bye.